What's going on, everybody? Well, let's see here. Congratulations to Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia for making that fight. Allegedly, so far, it looks like it's happening. Not finalized, but it looks like it's happening. But with that being said, I would like to say, all the people I see on Twitter, man, y'all just need to grow the fuck up, man. Just grow the fuck up. Because, like, look, check this out. You heard what Crawford had to say. You heard what Earl got to say. So at that point, yeah, it's up to you to figure out who's telling the truth and who's lying and stuff like that. But none of you motherfuckers has ever been in their shoes. Nor was we even in these negotiation events for this fight. We heard everything they have to say. You know what I'm saying? So, as you guys know out there, the fight wasn't going to happen this year with Terrance Crawford and Spence. Especially if you're going to give out a contract in October. See what I'm saying? Because then that would have meant Crawford was going to be out of the ring for a whole year. And Crawford being out of the ring for a whole year would have been the same rhyme to reason to why some people would pick Spence over Crawford, because they would say the ring rust. So let's not act like you can take Tank versus Garcia and then say, well, see, this is another reason why Crawford is ducking. Let me tell you guys, you just heard what I just said, and you can't understand what I just said, I don't know what else to tell you. A lot of people over here are saying a bunch of irrelevant shit when it comes to the fight. To either one of those two fights. It's irrelevant. Be happy that you got Tank versus Garcia instead of putting down another fighter because he chose to take his own path. When Wilder did this, you guys had no objections. When Crawford does it, you guys have an objection. Crawford found an opportunity not only to fight in 2022, but to get paid a good purse. Like I said, Crawford versus Spence was not going to happen in 2022 if they didn't have a finalized contract sent in October. If that finalized contract was sent in October, there was no way Crawford versus Spence was going to happen. No way in hell. And if you believe that, that is your opinion. If a fighter is out of the ring for a whole year and he's going to go into a fight, a 50-50 fight, a fight that fans can't make their mind up really on who's going to win because the fight is that damn close. You will want that guy to stay out the ring a whole year, right? Doesn't make any sense. We heard what Crawford had to say. We heard what Spence had to say. And about right now, we damn near heard about what everybody has to say on social media when it comes to the BLK Prime stuff, the Crawford versus Avanesia stuff with Earl and PBC. We heard what everybody had to say. And like I said, I'm on the sidelines looking in. And at the same time as I can only see 25% of the field, because that's about the exact amount of information that we have got when it comes to Crawford and Spence. And if you're acting like you knew what's going on with it, if you're acting like this is just me speaking. This is just me speaking. There's no slight at anybody. But it's just me speaking. If you're acting like you know what's going on with Crawford and Spence, if you're acting like you was in the room with Crawford and Spence, if you're acting like you was the lawyer, if you're acting like you was a promoter, manager, and or advisor, or someone close to where you knew exactly what everything was going on, no hearsay. You are dead ass wrong, and what you're doing is not helping nothing. It's not helping nothing. You know, one thing's for certain. Earl said draft. Earl gave the months when the draft was out. So when did Earl say the finalized contract was sent to Crawford? Now, when you guys say that Crawford signed something, Crawford was signing, most likely, the drafts. Most likely, that's what he was signing. The drafts. That's what you do when you're doing drafts. You sign them the same way, and you keep it, so when you get it back, you know what you approved, and they know what you approved, and make sure there's nothing different on there. But what do I know? What do I know? Like I said, I'm not picking no sides with the Crawford and Spence thing on who's ducking and who's not. But what I will say is that you're wasting a lot of time trying to interject with Crawford because Tank and Garcia made a fight. Doesn't make any sense. It ain't got nothing to do with it. And I'm gonna tell you guys, and this is just my opinion. Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia is not a 50-50 fight to me. It's not a 50-50 fight. It's about matter of time before somebody dropped the motherfucking bees on Ryan Garcia and squash that whole bubble. It's about matter of time. It's soon to come. If it ain't Gervonta, it's gonna be somebody else. And this is just my theory. The only reason why that fight has happened because they kept negotiating with Tank, and at the same time I think they already knew this is what they was gonna do long time ago, months ago. I'm pretty sure they already knew this is what they gonna do. And remember I told you about that Tank Davis court case? They knew what they gonna do with this months ago. They know ain't no, Tank might end up fighting Rolly again and then going into the Garcia fight. But I'm not trying to see that. I don't see what it really is the hoopla about the best fighting the best when everybody is happy about seeing Gervonta versus Garcia. Like, really, who is this Garcia guy? Huh? Really? Skills-wise, who is this Ryan Garcia-wise? Skills. Ryan Garcia, as far as social media, who is this guy? See what I'm saying? You guys are accepting a popularity contest over the best fighting the best. And that's my opinion. I do not think this is a 50-50 fight. Do not. Not based off what I've seen out of Ryan Garcia. Nope. No way. And like I said, it's about matter of time to where somebody beats the brakes off this boy. It's about matter of time. And they got to get this money. They got to get this money for somebody else take it. Got to get this money for somebody else take it. And you never know. That's probably what they did. You don't know how this fight got. Nobody knows how exactly did this fight allegedly get to this point, the progress. because the fight ain't been made yet. So let's just say we don't know how they make this much progress when it comes to Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. We don't know. We don't know what they did. We don't know what they said. We don't know nothing. But everybody out here saying, well, if they could do this, then, definitely Crawford could have done this and this and the third. But ain't nobody talking about no two-way street when it comes to negotiations. Who's talking about a two-way street when it comes to negotiations? When it comes to Earl and Terrance? Who? Not that many people. You know why not that many people doing it? Because it's an unpopular thought. It's an unpopular thought. That's why. And it has nothing to do with it being wrong. Everything what I said about being a year out and all that stuff goes over everybody's head. You know what else going over everybody's head? Is Crawford calling Earl? Is Crawford calling Earl a duck? Is Earl calling Crawford a duck? Who are these people out here calling people ducks? And who aren't the people out here calling people ducks? You see what I'm saying? The own fighters, the two fighters, refuse to call each other a duck. But fight fans are out here, how should I say, making decisions. With no more than 25% of knowledge. You can say you feel. You can say your opinion like me, but you cannot say facts. The only factual information that you have is what Terrance said and what Earl said, and that's it. But you don't have the whole story. But everybody out here is acting like they some world-renowned investigator. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, like folks are out here acting like they John Walsh. It's up to me. To me, it's just absurd. It's just absurd. It's just absurd. It's just absurd. You know what it means when Terrance refuses to call Earl a duck, and when Earl refuses to call Terrance a duck? You know what that means? That means they both agree on something. That means they both can look at each other's point of view and understand that the timing, the money, or something just ain't right. They're agreeing on something. In my opinion, it seems like they are agreeing on something. And those are the two guys that know from the front of the book to the back of the book. And I don't want to hear people tell us, well, then you got to read and comprehend and all this stuff. That's called nuking it. That's called thinking too much. We got to keep it for what this shit really is. And when I take it and I think for what it really is, one, I'm not in that motherfucking room. Two, I never been in these dudes' shoes before. Three, I'm not Negro Damas. Four, I'm not John Walsh. And five, on that note, shout outs to the whole boxing world and everybody stay sucker free.